Okay, welcome to video number 9. In the last video, we set up our geography page, we added a map, and we gave a little bit of a description to go with that image. In this video, I think is kind of a catch-up video to make our code match the piece of paper that I passed out to some of you, which has the comment tags and a starting image for that web page. And so on. And in this video, what we're going to be looking at is line number 25 here, which is the line that I'm going to start on that I have in my example. And this is where we can type in a comment tag that says the image to be displayed at the top of the page. And it was here where we put our first picture ever on our website. And I'm just going to copy it from my index page and paste it here. So I have my Mesopotamia JPEG centered on the page. And if I refresh my geography, I have it. I think it looks a little distracting though, so I'm going to choose to keep it out of the page. I don't really need it here. I have it on my home page. I don't need it on every page. We want the pages to look different. So as a part of this catch-up video, I just wanted you to kind of get familiar with the difference between copying code down and using the things you know and using that as a springboard to moving forward. Just staying organized with your page. So in addition to what I just discussed with that on how to kind of recognize what you have, what you need, is just to have a few more comment tags. So above line number 31 is where we're going to write a comment tag that says display information about geography. Now it's like display information about geography. What does that mean? Maybe you could say something about this is where I type out my facts on geography. Okay, so you have a little title here or a paragraph tag. Welcome to my webpage on ancient Mesopotamia. You've got your picture. Maybe you even add something in a paragraph tag that says ancient Mesopotamia or ancient Islam is located, and then say where it is. Ancient Mesopotamia is located in what is called the Fertile Crescent. And that's inside of a paragraph tag. So a paragraph tag makes it on a new line, and it's just some simple text. We can change the size with it and do lots of different things. But here we go. We've got 2 lines now, 2 paragraph tags. We got our map. It's way over on the side. If you wanted to change where it is, remember you can change your class here to center. You can put it in the center. Looks pretty good. But say we want it to be actually right next to our text. I'm going to keep this here in the center. And what we're going to do is come down let's go under our image. And we're going to go to line about 38. And we're going to type a note here that says creates a nested bullet point list. So notice the comment tag, being very careful. It's got the caret, the exclamation point, 2 dashes, whatever we want to type as our note, 2 dashes and a caret. Okay, we're going to make a new tag. This is called unordered list. An unordered list creates a bullet point list. So we have a UL, and then we're going to move down a couple lines and have a closing unordered list tag /UL. All right. And on line 40 is where we're going to make our first list item. And that is the opening caret LI, and it'll make a closing LI tag, a closing list. You could type here something like the land between 2 rivers. That is the literal definition of Mesopotamia. Great. So if we were to save this and to go refresh our page, we'll see it says the land between 2 rivers, but it's way down below the image. If we change our class to center, from center to right, you'll see it'll attempt to move the image and tries to move that up, but we haven't told our picture how to float text, how to get text next to it. We will get there. But for now, let's keep adding to our list. We've got our one bullet point, the land between two rivers. But usually a bullet point comes after some sort of a description of what the list is about. So we're going to write here the Fertile Crescent next to the UL. And when we refresh our page, we'll see it here, right above it. Now it's not indented. We've got some more things to add so our program knows how to indent these things. And that is in our class tag, or in our CSS in styles. So go over to styles, and we're going to create some new tags. We're going to create a float left. So dot float left, curly bracer, and push enter. It'll make a new line. Okay. Then you're going to have a dot float right class, which is very similar, but it says float right. And then we're going to come down a little bit more, and we're going to make an image CSS tag with this thing called padding. Padding is how much room is around an image so that text doesn't run into it or overlap it. And we're going to do the same thing with list. So make sure to pause the video if you need to catch up and switch between these two windows. But because we added quite a bit there, you'll notice these lines don't line up quite with maybe the piece of paper I've given you. And you'll notice we have just about everything except for the H6 tag, which starts on line 13. So I'm going to go ahead and match up with the materials I've given you. I'm working in a different document, so a different website, so I don't have everything that I've maybe passed out to you. I think that gets us pretty much close to be caught up. Pause the video if you need. Okay. All right. Sorry for the delay there. Just making sure everything's lined up. It looks pretty good. So from this point, what I would like you to do is make sure you've saved. And if you have the list padding and image padding and you go back and refresh, you'll see it'll indent just a little. So you can change that number to change the padding in the list to be more or less. We'll do 5 pixels, only indents a little bit. I think 10 is a pretty good number. Okay, and you can play around with the pixels for each of those. The farther you go, the more you'll see how those come together. But let's come back to our geography page, and let's make a new bullet point. But when we make this new bullet point, we actually want to come over again into a new unordered list. So we do a UL tag, and we make another list item. So this is like indenting to one bullet point and then coming down and indenting to another kind of bullet point, which will be visible once we save. So I'm just defining how I want to have this list. You can name it whatever you want. This could be a list on types of drinks. Maybe it says drinks here. And then this says coffee. And then you indent and you name different types of coffee. Okay, well, we're saying the list is on the Fertile Crescent, known as the land between two rivers. And now we're going to have 2 list items on each of those rivers. Okay, with the list and the closing list. Now we have a closing unordered list for our second one. We need one to close our whole list. Now when we save and refresh, we have lists here. Indented, they look nice. Maybe we could bold this Fertile Crescent. You can do that with a bracket and the letter B for bold, /B, refresh. Looks pretty cool, pretty cool. Now, you can change these to be whatever you want. This is a little tricky to learn. This is called a nested list. A nested list means that it has a list within a list. So please pay attention to spelling. Be careful. Take it one line at a time. Good luck. Next video, we're going to move this text so it can be next to an image if we'd like.